in the process of filming these shelves. We're kind of down there at the moment. You can see our little setup. We had to move the coffee table, and just things are all over the place at the moment. At first, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it because it was really, really windy, but the wind has died down, and we still have a couple hours before church, so we're doing good. We're doing pretty good. We still have to do this whole second shelf, but it's not taking too long.
I think we'll be able to make it pretty quickly. We've had more anecdotes about these shelves
than
any other shelves.
We've been talking about them a little bit more. So, our landlord just came while we were filming and gave us some more sourdough bread.
Yum.
It's nice and warm still.
These are so delicious.
So we might take a quick break to eat some warm sourdough bread.
With butter? They're gonna be so good.
Yeah. So we got home from church quite a bit ago, and I fell asleep for a few hours immediately after getting back by accident. Really didn't mean to, really didn't want to. Had some stuff I wanted to do, but it's alright, I guess. I'm awake now. Gonna be Skyping with my parents really soon. Giselle is currently working on dinner. I really need to edit some vlogs tonight and just work on some reviews. I gotta make reviews for this one still and Kings of the Wild. Really excited to make reviews for both of those. I need to really sit down and think about what I want to say. Really enjoyed both of them. I've really enjoyed the last couple weeks of reading a lot, and I'm gonna post these reviews sometime this week. I would have really have liked to have filmed the 12 Kings and Shurikai review today, but like I said, I fell asleep. So anyway, I'm probably not gonna be able to watch the Oscars tonight because apparently I've somehow last year I was able to find it. Somehow the last few years I've been able to find it online and watch it, and this year I cannot find it anywhere to watch it. You have to like go on ABC's website, but the live stream they have there, you can't watch it unless you have a TV subscription, and you have to like sign in through your TV provider and stuff like that, and I hate when they do that. It is so stupid. I honestly don't even remotely understand why they do that. So many more people could watch if they didn't do that. Like, so many more people could watch if they didn't do that. I have no idea why they do it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But probably not going to be able to watch it tonight unless I can find a way to. And even if I can find a way to, I might just go ahead and hold off and just try to watch it tomorrow because I did fall asleep and I have other stuff I want to do. Other stuff I want to do now. So I'm not sure. We'll see. I should be able to find it in its entirety tomorrow, like on YouTube or something. You know, because it'll be done and over with, and someone will have captured the whole thing and put it on YouTube, so I'll watch it. But I think I will still, you know, give you some Oscar predictions because I have some idea of who I think might win stuff. I'm going to try and avoid watching anything on Twitter of who's winning or anything like that until tomorrow when I can watch for myself. And yeah, we'll see. I would have really liked to have, you know, been on Twitter talking to people on BookTube about it and stuff like I've done several years now. But it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. I'm going to put you down for a second so I can look at this list. I'm not going to go over every single category that there is, just a few of them that I care the most about, I guess. Let's see, starting with Best Picture, I honestly don't know what's going to win this. I feel like it could be any one of them, honestly, out of the ones that I've seen most of them at this point. I think it will probably be Hidden Figures, or it very well could be Hacksaw Ridge. Like, I feel like both are kind of Oscar bait-ish, if you know what I mean. I feel like a lot of them deserve it, so I don't know. I feel like Moonlight would be a really good choice for it. Moonlight was really good. Arrival or La La Land, I would understand if either of those got it, even though I don't think they're necessarily the best movies that I've seen out of all of this list. I really feel like a lot of people think La La Land will win, which I've just seen that in a lot of places, but I don't quite understand why. I mean, it was a fine movie, fun in the moment, but you know, I don't know. But anyway, so Best Director, that one is up in the air. I really think it'll either be Manchester by the Sea or Moonlight, or once again, it very well could be Hacksaw Ridge. Just because the type of movie that it is, I feel like it could win a lot. Or it could win none at all. Like, it could go either way. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, I think the best direction out of all of these were, you know, Arrival, Manchester by the Sea, or Moonlight. So I don't know. I'm just realizing that I'm giving, like, multiple answers. I'm really bad at being specific on this. If I was watching in the moment, which I'm not going to be, then I feel like I could gauge better. Like, I think it's a thing where, like, when I'm watching, I can make a more specific choice. I've done that in the past, where while I'm watching, I'd narrow my choice down to one, but right now it's, like, really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. And it's easy to gauge off of, like, what other things are winning awards as well. So anyway, Best Actor, I feel like out of this list could either go to Casey Affleck or Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge or Manchester by the Sea, respectively. I really think Casey Affleck should win it because he did the best job out of all of the main characters that I'm seeing on this list. Just my opinion, although Andrew Garfield did do a really good job, and he was easily my favorite part of that movie. And let's see, Best Actress, I actually haven't seen a few of the movies on the Best Actress list, which is, I'm just realizing, and I didn't even think about looking at some of these other categories. I mostly was just looking at Best Picture, and that's kind of what I've been going off of. So there's a few movies on here that I haven't seen yet. The only one that I have seen is La La Land, and I don't think she's going to win for La La Land. I'd be very, very surprised if Emma Stone won for La La Land. Like, she did good, don't get me wrong, but I don't necessarily think it was Oscar good. So I don't really have an opinion yet. Once I watch those movies, well, I'll see who wins, then I'll watch the movies and at some point later on, and I guess see if I agree. For Best Supporting Actor, out of all the ones that I've seen on this list, I think Mahershala Ali for Moonlight definitely did a really good job, although he wasn't in most of the movie. He really stood out, and I really like him as an actor in general. And, I mean, Jeff Bridges did a good job in Hell or High Water, but I haven't seen a couple of the other movies yet. Best Supporting Actress, I want to say Octavia Spencer from Hidden Figures. I really like that movie a lot. Although it could go to Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. Maybe Naomi Harris for Moonlight. Although, I don't know. I think Octavia Spencer stood out to me the most. But that's just me. I don't know who's going to... Honestly, I don't know if she's going to win. But that's who stood out to me the most. Best Original Screenplay, I really think should be Manchester by the Sea. That one had easily the best balance of just quiet reflection and humor and just believable characters and story and just compelling quiet storytelling. So I think that one would be my pick for that. Best Adapted Screenplay will almost definitely go to Arrival or Hidden Figures. Probably Hidden Figures. Best Animated, I've only seen two of these, Moana and Zootopia. Moana is easily better than Zootopia, even though I did like both. Really liked Moana. I just watched that earlier. Actually, I forgot to mention it, and I really liked it a lot. Really liked it a lot. More than I realized I would. It was really good, and just a whole lot of fun. And I can see myself rewatching that and still loving it in the future. So I would really like to watch Kubo and the Two Strings. I've heard really good things about that, so that might win, but I'm not sure. I'm going to go down to Best Cinematography. I think that could definitely go to either maybe Silence or Arrival, although La La Land, I can understand them giving cinematography to La La Land because it was good. And Moonlight, I can see people liking that style a lot, but I did mention yesterday that I wasn't the hugest fan of the cinematography, just because I'm never really the hugest fan of handheld camera work all the time. Like a movie filled with handheld camera work, it just kind of bugs me sometimes. But I can see a lot of people really liking that. Best Film Editing, it's not on this list, but I think Silence had the best film editing. Silence was in the best cinematography category, and it makes sense that that's the only one that it's in, but I feel like it could also go for best film editing. I really like the editing in that editing and the sound editing in Silence are fantastic. Just Thelma Schoonmaker, who edits all of Martin Scorsese's films, is fantastic and one of my favorite editors, and I'm kind of sad that she's not on here. I think that is easily the best, although Moonlight did have really good editing too. So best production design, I think could easily go to Hail Caesar or La La Land. I like Hail Caesar better than La La Land, I think, and I could easily see that winning that. Best costume design out of everything that I've seen on this list, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, probably. Just fun costume design. Best original score, I really liked the music in Moonlight a lot, like I mentioned yesterday, so maybe that one. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it went to La La Land. It probably will. Best original song will almost definitely go to something from La La Land. There's 2 songs from there on there, but I think How Far I'll Go from Moana stood out way more. That's just a great song. I'm not sure if I have too many more opinions on the rest of these. There's sound mixing and sound editing, which I do pay attention to quite a lot, along with the editing, the film editing in general. It's always been weird to me that the mixing and the editing is 2 separate categories, but it also kind of makes sense. And out of all the ones that I see on this, I would say maybe Arrival or La La Land would be sound mixing, and same for sound editing. So I don't know. I think that's all my thoughts on these at the moment.
So Chris is, I guess, drilling up some asparagus.
Sauteing is the word, I think.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it earlier.
Yeah.
And I have made some mashed potatoes to go with our barbecue chicken, which is going to come out in a minute.
Yeah, homemade barbecue chicken.
It's going to be
very exciting. It's about 9 o'clock. We just got off Skype with my parents. And chicken took a little while to cook and everything, of course. But
it's going to be freaking delicious.
Yeah.
And plated, it looks freaking delicious. I'm going to just quickly
sample.
Yeah.
Sample some touch.
Much better than last time. I don't know if you guys remember, but last time I made mashed potatoes, they were for some reason really, really disgusting. Even though I made them the same way, I always make mashed potatoes. And it kind of put me off eating them for like
a little while.
Several months. Like, it's probably been 5 months or something.
It's been 5 months. Definitely not 5 months.
It was like September.
Really?
Yeah. It was like September or October. It put me off of them for a while. So, these ones are good, though. We finished dinner and are cleaning up right now. Chris made a deal with me that if I put all the food away, he'll clean up the rest. Because I'm really tired now. So, I shook on that deal and I put all the food away. And so he's going to clean up the rest because he's the bestest ever. I seriously love that kid so much. I did really quickly want to talk about church a little bit today before I go to sleep, and it's no longer Sunday. So in our first meeting of the 3-hour meetings that we go to, because it's kind of split up into like 1-hour divisions. In the first hour, it's everyone all together, so like no matter the age or anything. And they have like people just from the congregation. They'll give them like about 2 weeks to prepare, and they'll prepare a talk to give, and then they will give the talk that week, and there will be like 3 people giving a talk per hour section or whatever, and then plus there's music and announcements and other stuff, so it's basically like 3 15-minute talks. This week was a little bit different, and sometimes they have different things depending, like they have like special Christmas programs and Easter programs and stuff like that. This one, it was all the young men, so all the males between 12 and 18 essentially, plus they're like 3 different leaders. They'll have like a leader per age group, so 12 to 13, 14, 15, and 16 and 17, and then 18-year-olds if they're still in high school. And it was all them who put on the whole meeting, so they played the music, they conducted the music, they gave all the talks, they said all the prayers, they sung the intermediate songs, so they sang the songs in between and did special musical numbers. One of them, he played a song on the upright bass accompanied on the piano by his brother and just stuff like that. And I just had to share how awesome it was to see all these like young men doing all these really cool things and giving all these really interesting and spiritual and enlightening talks, and all in all just seeing how much effort they put into it, and it was phenomenal. Like, some of their talks were extremely awkward because they're 13-year-old boys. What do you expect from them? But it was so cute and just so wonderful, and I just seriously had the hugest grin on my face the whole time. It was fantastic. And I kept leaning over to Chris and whispering and being like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is the best thing ever. And I was just thoroughly impressed, especially by the kids that were playing on the organ for the songs and being the accompaniment. Like, holy cow, I could not have done that when I was 13 or when I was 15. I can't even do that now. Like, organ freaks me out and is hard. And I'm just so impressed. It was wonderful. And I also leaned over to Chris and told him, like, oh my gosh, if I was 13 and this had happened, I would have died. I would have been like, these boys are incredible. So it just made me really happy and appreciative, and it was great. So I just figured I'd share, and I'm also just going to wrap it up right here. It's not even that late, but I'm going to sleep right now, and Chris is probably just going to be on the computer for a bit and then come to sleep as well. So thank you so much for watching. We super appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow.